Hi, we're here back again with another video. And hello, my name is Ari. I pass for PTSD, depression, anxiety, and a lot of things. Besides that, I'm a person who loves quick solutions, but really at the short term or long term, depending. Anyways, I passed for these things, and on top of that, I did music. And for the longest that I've been making music since I got the age of 13 years to now that I have 21. Still, I'm on the way to getting up. I don't know how many you will take this, but let's see. Let's see, I'm still a musician, but what I can teach you is about experience as well. And you didn't know, I also, yeah, I did have trauma, but I identify with that a lot just when I need to bring solutions. By the way, wearing this crinkly bracelet, that's what I mean. Anyway, so today we're in the day 9 of Love Like a Love Song course. Not course, which I'm really excited to do. And today I want to make the one of the videos that I've been talking about, something only related to like the music of the soul, being like, I have this, I have that, and like it's just about what actually are you. I feel that has been a question that even though I had with a psychologist, now that I'm out of therapy and on therapy, because I did finish therapy, so that's what I'm telling you this, because I did have 5 years of effort and experience with therapists. I have treatment. Although I've been struggling with things as well as a human being, but the thing that fixes therapy and what it should be a therapy is just because it fixes the behaviors, and the way that you manage is not by letting go of the behavior. It's like you are not just painting something or you're leaving that there, like a list or something. You are basically just deleting all the clutter out of you. You know how to clean the painting, or I don't know, the wall that you had to paint, your problems. That's how it works, therapy. You know how to. But most of the people are just kind of knowing, kind of close to here, but not actually rubbing what it needs to be rubbed out of their minds. That's how I can explain to somebody that never go to therapy what is actually therapy. But anyway, when you want to tell yourself who you are, you need to be honest, and you need to be really honest, because for more people that want to always be linear or not linear, even though it's me that I really want to came out as a person who like girl or whatever, which was a lame thing to say, but now that I'm have the age to 21 to set this, is that you need to be honest. You cannot be blaming other people. You need to be honest with yourself. So just think like, I don't like doing pitchy songs most of the time, so that I wouldn't do pitchy songs. Doesn't matter if it's popular in the mainstream, I don't like it. But I do love doing songs that are more calmer, the same as way for you. You maybe don't like maybe cheese, you don't like maybe herbs that the smell, whatever things, but you need to be always open to be okay with it. You don't need to be always being making excuses to say like no, but like the thing that you need to remember is just be honestly and respectfully open to talk about it, because for most of the people that really didn't know, I really quit my job, so I really didn't have a lot of ability with my coworker. But like the thing that I want to remind you is that doesn't matter the tactics that I'm going to tell you, doesn't matter that if you don't practice, you are going to be here but not here. Let me explain. I have a coworker that was really my boss, because I have two bosses that were a couple in this place that I work, and they were really not getting into the way, because they study psychology, they study this, they study that, they have meetings and stuff like that, well, long distance. But to be honest, I feel that the feeling that I got from that to being there was not actually for me, because I have 3 times. The first time, the second time, the third time, I was done. But the main focus is that I see clearly that they were really managing what they had with themselves. So the feelings that I got from them was like, you are a psychologist, when you're supposed to regulate yourself. And then I was like asking that the same with my psychologist, like, doesn't matter if you're a psychologist, you still have some bad behaviors, the same as way for you. You, even though you can have tactics, you can steal that, but the more that you put effort on, the more you are not reactive. Because I was really screaming at some moment, but I just scream at moments of joy, of fulfillment, let's say. But I'm really low in that sense. The sense that I'm not actually putting effort into nurturing every single day is a behavior that I used to have, that was screaming as well when I was angry. But the way that I managed was different. So I've been minimizing that for a long time. One of the things that I got is the slime. You don't have the slime as well, search up a ball, or like you can grab or you can purchase a ball, a stress ball, $1, or maybe 2 cents. I don't know how expensive it is, or maybe a squishy that could be with you all the time. In that way, you will stop to, or you will skip to also being in the bad behavior, in the things. But all of this that I'm telling you is just to reduce the, all the badness that we have with ourselves sometimes. But the main focus that I want to tell you is that we need to try things to see if we like that. I don't mean only about sexuality, because there has been many things that I really didn't try, but I didn't want to do, such as trying men, trying other things, trying drugs, trying alcohol a lot, which I did have a time where I really tried that and I didn't enjoy that, but it's not for me. Like, being you is not a thing that someone might teach you. Somebody one might point to you to tell you this is who you are, because we're constantly evolving. Even someone like me that has been taking therapy a lot, you can get used to be a certain way, mostly bad way. That was for me with my family, and I was really like, this is who I am, like calm, chill, even though my family thinks that I'm on drugs, but I'm not, which is funny. But I really didn't think that should also be the way that you should work, because I'm telling you one on one right now. When you want to be more open to tell someone this is who you're gonna be, this is who you're gonna do, this is whatever, is coming from a place of care, but sometimes it comes from a place of being scared. Like, there are sometimes projecting their own doubts, their own feelings, their own like shadows in you, because okay, they care about you, but they don't actually do care as much as you care about you. The only person that could tell you who you are is you. And not getting those lame videos, I said the only person who can get, I mean, fuck people, fuck things, fuck saying bad words. Like, it doesn't make sense, because we want to have belonging with ourselves, but what we can do about it, like I was telling you, if you don't affect somebody consciously, unconsciously, directly, indirectly, it's okay. But you affect them in a way that could be conscious and unconscious, in a bad way, that you're causing harm to them. That's when you first look up for the first point. The second thing is that when you are constantly being there all the time, you create a certain type of dependency. The right way of bonding is create that independent feeling of, I'm with you because I choose to be with you, not because I depend on you. A right example can give it to you is my family. I love my family, I'm with my family, but like, I know that I don't depend on my family, most of the time. But it's just the fact that either I'm in or I'm without my family, they're okay. But the main focus is that I'm okay that I can live without my family. I'm building that, I'm constantly evolving that. But the main point is that what I can do to improve that, and Most of the time we're just focused onto that I can live without no one, but you are not creating a healthy independency that is just based on I'm choosing to live without because I don't need in a way that like codependency. I am with you. Certain people have dynamics. They're called mama's boys, a girl of mommy, a girl of daddy, whatever. But like, I know that sometimes it comes from a place of codependency. You can call that, but what I'm focusing on is just into the fact that you need to be you. Out of nowhere, who are you? Out of shadows, out of camera, who are you as a person? We all have different type of shadows. We all have a different type of laws. I even don't have laws. I really didn't feel proud sometimes for what I've been making, and that's okay. Even though as a person who does healing content, posts on social media, doesn't post on social media, are open to talk about many things. I'm not open to do some type of things. The same way I'm like that, you also can be maybe more open to talk about other things. You can be more open, to talk about different type of topics, different type of things, different type of experiences that you might have, or maybe not, which is okay. But the perfect example that I have to tell you is without pressure of other people, is just the feeling of peace that you got on yourself. Again, remember what I told you before. The exercise basically just being with you and like write pros and cons. The same that you wrote for the Buddha or the guy or the girl that didn't work for you, or like you might be juggling if that worked or not. The same way it will work for you with yourself. Tell yourself what are your flaws, what are your laws, what are the things that you maybe were up to make, and what are the things that you're not to make. And don't worry, life is not linear all the time. We often see on social media that certain type of person does something really dramatic because we thought that they're gonna be linear. Most of people that are autistic think that way as well. I don't know if I'm autistic even though talking to you, but I'm used to being linear in one way, such as core values. But in terms of like things that I like, in terms of my room, things that I don't like, in terms of like my environment, my phone, my even though the design of some of my intros are not linear, but the core values is something that you need to focus on right now. Forget about the looks, forget about how you feel, forget about what people told you that are in or off. Just focus into the core values first. Then you can move on to the physical values. What is actually making you to feel this way? Okay, I did only game videos about that. Like, what is the purpose of only games? Is basically to get rid of all the guilt and all the feelings that you got when you maybe were throwing out, when you were not eating well, maybe you were like giving up on yourself. All of this into a playlist of workout thing that could really work for you. Okay, so the longer that you put effort into that, that's when you focus on to the physical things. The next step is just the financial things that you might be juggling about, because we all juggle about the abundance, we all juggle about this, we all juggle about bills, we all were thinking about, oh my gosh, how I'm going to spend my money, but like not of the time we talk about what is actually affecting us to do those things, to make these things, to spend those amount of money. But we need to be mindful with what we spend our money. I'm not telling you just about, oh my gosh, I'm not spending a lot of clothing, oh my gosh, I'm not spending. It's just superficial. Okay, the thing that I want to be digging more is on things that you forgot because you had still no work on emotional things, because most of people just focus into the things that they don't have. Let's say, for example, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, materialistically speaking. But even though we can talk about manifesting certain type of things physically speaking, we forgot that we have those things with ourselves and we need to be creative. Once we are creative, we can be more like, yes, I like this, I like that, but everybody is different. Not everybody is crafty. So you need to be understanding like there is not gonna be no one that is gonna be crafty like me, or there's gonna be no one that is going to do this like me. And the best example that I have to tell is that we all want what we don't have. And most of the things that are portrayed on social media, or even though on many places that I've been seeing, it's just the feeling. It's not the object. It's a feeling. You maybe want this cup right here because it makes you feel right now that you are peaceful. It makes you feel that you are at peace, maybe in my room chilling while I'm recording a video. But it's actually not that true. I mean, almost. Because right now you can seem peaceful, right? If we take out of that, sometimes I'm really angry, but I'm learning to manage that feeling. I mean, I'll learn, but my cup is with me. So if I'm recording a video with this being angry, you might be thinking this makes you angry, so I wouldn't want that. Okay, all these clips, all these things that you might saw is focused into the emotion, what is work and marker most of the time. But just accept that sometimes you could have an object that someone wants, okay? And it's okay for you to be proud of that as well. Being who you are will not be compared or measured by another person. And I'm talking about both sizes. I've been compared by other people out of my family. I've been compared by people on my family. And that's okay. It hurts most when it comes to your family, I know. Take that from somebody that was criticized by their family by doing content, social media. But guess what? They always want to do content. An example that was my cousin. She always was criticizing I was doing TikToks. I was doing, even though Musically, that was an older app for TikTok, I know. But she was criticizing me about like doing this type of videos. But like COVID happened, you know, all of the drill, and she started to make videos. I didn't get popular, but like she get popular on TikTok. But she even that was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? That's so cringy. But like she's just doing that and like, no, I just love that. I just love it. That's the shadow. Okay, you don't need to think about more of like, oh my gosh. When you're going to identify a good comment with a bad comment, it's just a uplifting moment that gives you. If someone is criticizing your content or something that you make, in a way that I could perceive like constructively speaking, just, you know, you can maybe do this, you can maybe do that, like let's improve this, would you similar to that. That's the key point to identify if someone or something that you are making is good or bad. But if somebody is like, oh, you're making this, it's just a destructive comment in society. Okay, we evolve every time of like things that we like, things that we don't like, things that we like. I never think that I will like this space, this dark right now, this light or this dark. Sometimes it can be two colors, but the feeling that I got right now is really on. And I didn't know that I would love having fake lashes until I tried it. Some things you don't need to try to see if you like because you already know yourself, but some other things you might give a little try to see if you like it or not. But as well, I give you the key points to identify which things that you can try or not, and consent. Always consent. Even though yourself, consent yourself. You are not doing because of the pressure. You're not doing because the approval or people, you're doing because you consent yourself to do that. To remember that. Even though with PTSD you can maybe have a feeling of like, I don't consent that. I really, you can be misinterpreting pain about daily life, which is not good. But once you working on that, sorry, you could be like, I consent myself to do this, I allow myself to do this, and I'm able to do this normally. You wouldn't risk yourself a lot to have their approval, because when you had those lacking feelings of trauma, you might want to experience more and more to have the dopamine boost. But when everything that you maybe were working on doing is gonna take some of the pain away, but it's going to have guilt later. Okay, so that's how you can be you. Another exercise that I have to tell you, besides the notes and pros and cons for yourself, is take a little note. I learned this from somebody else, but just take a little piece of paper and write here what are the things that you are good at, and put that in your chest, or stick that in your chest, I don't know, but just, or maybe in your pocket, just close and near you, so whenever time that you might feel off, just read that and you might be feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm that. And in that way you can also better remember yourself who you are. And to somebody who maybe loves to have the approval, maybe because I'm also astrologic, I have those traits either way. I take good comments of people and I write that on a jar that I have with good comments, and whenever time I'm spiraling of self-doubt, I read those comments with a person that I care about, and I'm like, oh, they really like me. Or like, it's really cool, it's really cute, but just when it's needed. Don't be those like narcissistic level of like, oh my gosh, no, just with limits, okay, with measurement. But anyway, that was a little chapter that I have to tell you of the day 9. I hope that you can enjoy that and be yourself, actually, and someone will want you. I love nerds. People have been killing nerds. I want them now. It's hard to identify one. Anyway, have a good day. Bye. Bye. Love and curious. Practice. Bye. I know maybe you can be tired of hearing this, but please follow me on Spotify so my mom finally believes this music career thing is real. Okay, thank you. Bye.